Hey guys, so today's video is all about endometriosis and my experience with it. So I thought I would talk to you about it while I curl my hair. So I guess first we gotta section off the hair first. That's the first thing we gotta do. Let's talk about some facts about endometriosis while we do this. So it takes on average about 10 years to get diagnosed with endometriosis. It is one of the top 20 most painful conditions. It's a full body illness, inflammatory disease, and it's not just bad periods. I think those are some facts that everyone should know. But yes, and one of the really only ways you can, I think actually the only way you can get diagnosed is through surgery to find the endometriosis. So I got lucky in terms of I got diagnosed really early and I didn't have to go through the awful waiting period a lot of people have to go through, because I got diagnosed my sophomore year of high school. So I was 15 when I got diagnosed through surgery. I've been having chronic pain in my abdomen that was so painful it hurt to move. There were literally times my dad had to pick me up off the floor for months, and it was constant. Nothing I did helped. I think a heating pad helped a little bit, but not a lot, and I'd had really bad periods even when on birth control. So my OB/GYN decided it was time to do the surgery, and they did find endometriosis. I had some deposits on my ureter or urethra, it's one of those two, and they could not operate on those because of the location they were at. But I also had bowel adhesions, so the endometriosis actually stuck pieces of my bowel together, which is why I was in so much pain. So after the surgery, I went on a medication called Lupron, which basically it's like it's not technically birth control, I don't think. Again, I was 15 when I had this, so it's been a little bit of time. But it can help shrink endometriosis deposits, which luckily when I had my second surgery a couple years later, the adhesions that were on my ureter were gone. So the Lupron did do what it was supposed to, which I guess lucky for me that was the case. But the side effects from Lupron aren't fun. It's like kind of like menopause. You get hot flashes, weight gain. Luckily the first time I did it, I was on a shorter dose, so not too many bad side effects from the Lupron. So basically with birth control and hormonal pills, my symptoms were pretty well controlled post-surgery. Pain was a lot better, and that was not my main problem the rest of high school. Still was dealing with the migraines and symptoms from the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but I hadn't been diagnosed with that one yet. But it was after I graduated high school in 2020, I took a gap year, and over that gap year, symptoms started recurring again. To the point it was getting really bad. It hurt to walk. Being sat up for long periods of time was incredibly painful. And they did do another operation first, which I'm not going to talk about on here, to rule out another potential side effect, a potential complication. And once that was taken care of and the pain was still really bad, they went back in and decided it was time to do another surgery. So these surgeries were ablations. So they just burned out the endometriosis. So I can't remember exactly when I had it. I was either 18 or 19 when the second surgery happened. And they found more endometriosis, and part of the reason I was in a lot of pain is because how I remember it being described was an intestine that should have been on like my left side of my stomach was stuck on the right side. from the adhesions caused by the endometriosis. So that was taken care of. And I think before that, they tried another round of Lupron. So before that surgery, they tried another round of Lupron, a longer one where I actually had to take pills to make sure my bone density was not affected. And that had lots of fun side effects. Even though I was working out a little bit and eating in a calorie deficit and relatively healthy, I still gained weight and my hair started falling out. All really fun things to experience at 18 years old. But so I was pain-free for a good amount of time after that surgery, and they put me on a different birth control, which really seems to work. Minimal side effects. I'm pretty sure I'm still on that same birth control. I don't think I've changed since then. But yeah, so this past year, was it this past year? No, it was 2023. Pain started reoccurring again, pretty bad. Again, bedridden, but I was in a foreign country away from my parents, so I had no help. So I was dealing with all these symptoms by myself. I don't remember what medication it was, but they put me on a different medication. I was in the UK to try and help the symptoms. Again, it did absolutely nothing, and I gained weight. My hair started falling out again, so fun times for me. When I got home, I saw my normal doctor. We're in North Carolina now, so it was a different doctor than who did my previous 2 surgeries. But she recommended that I think we should do another surgery, and this time do an excision surgery, so actually cutting out any endometriosis that is present, and that is what we did. I don't remember where the deposits were. I think there were some on my intestines again. That was a painful surgery. Recovery was pretty much about the same, pretty easy. I do tend to heal a lot slower because of the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, so I had that to deal with. And then that has pretty much taken care of all the endo-related pain, and yeah, so I'm very grateful that I had the excision surgery, because we're had it summer 2023, it's getting close to summer 2025, so it's almost been 2 years with no recurrence of pain, which is pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, so it's been a journey. It's definitely a lot to deal with. There are benefits to getting diagnosed so young, and also sometimes I feel like I wish I hadn't been diagnosed so young, because I just feel like I'm going to have a lot more surgeries because I got the young diagnosis. But I'm also very grateful because I know what the pain is, and I can get help and treatment for it. It's just kind of scary getting that kind of diagnosis at 15, because endometriosis can cause lots of other major health issues. It can cause fertility issues, and having operations down on near your female organs is always scary, because you have to start thinking about, if something happens, what do you want them to do? Like, do you want them if you want kids? It's a lot to think about when you're 15. And by if you want kids, I mean something happens during surgery. But yeah, so it was a lot to deal with getting the diagnosis at 15. But yeah, so I think it was after my first surgery, we decided that I would be on birth control pills constantly, so total period suppression, so I don't get a period at all. I do have occasional breakthrough bleeding, which isn't fun because I can never know when it's going to happen. It can happen anytime, anywhere. But that has kept most of my symptoms pretty well managed from the endometriosis. Some of the side effects aren't fun. Like, I feel like I retain a lot more water weight, and it does cause, I feel like the birth control can cause a little bit of weight gain and stuff. And your hormones become out of whack, so it's just not, like, because the pain was so bad and constant, that's why we did this when the adhesions were happening. I would have no reprieve from the pain. It would be like a constant, like 5 out of 10 all the time. So for me, being on birth control all the time and not taking sugar pills and having a period is what's managing the pain decently well for me. But in the past, I did try other things to manage pain, like a low inflammation diet, which I do feel helped a little bit. Not so much for me. Definitely, well, now if I'm having a flare and what I think is endometriosis symptoms, I do try and eat like whole, non-processed foods. I won't drink. At the time I was 15, so I wasn't drinking, so I, didn't have to go through the cutting out of alcohol or anything like that. But yeah, it's a journey. I am very grateful to have good doctors to take care of me and take my symptoms seriously and concerns seriously, and my parents backing me up, because I was dismissed by one doctor early on about pain and other symptoms I was experiencing, and accused me of lying. Not about the endo pain, this was about my migraines. My parents supported the decision of me changing doctors and helped find me another doctor in my insurance. So it's been a blessing to have very supportive parents who will do anything and everything to keep me healthy, and they always have let me make my decisions. So if I wanted, when it was time for my second or third, I think it was my third surgery, it was up to me. And my second and my first surgery, it was always, Caitlin, is this what you want to do? Do you think you want to do this to try and get a diagnosis? It was never, yep, let's just do this and get it over with. It was always what I wanted, which was really nice. But yeah, endometriosis affects the whole body. It's a chronic inflammation. I definitely notice my sleep gets 10 times worse, and it's already terrible when I'm in a flare. And endo belly, that's a real thing. Bloating so bad you look pregnant, and it's incredibly painful. I did have that a few times earlier on, and looking pregnant while being in high school, not fun. Luckily, I wore sweatshirts all the time anyway, but what more can I tell you about it? Yeah, just, educate yourself on what it is, side effects, symptoms that can arise, and be open to trying different things. Sometimes it can take a while to find the right birth control pill if that's what you're wanting to do. And obviously consult with your doctor. None of what I say on here is medical advice. It's just my own experience and how I've dealt with it. But yeah, I think if you know someone who has endometriosis, offering them support, bringing them a meal, potentially driving them to doctor's appointments. I know sometimes when I've been in really bad pain, I can't drive. I mean, I wasn't driving when it first started, but having my parents around to drive me was a lifesaver. Even when I was home, having them here to drive me and take me to doctor's appointments has been great. Yeah, just reach out, because people often suffer with this illness alone and don't talk about it. I mean, even some of my family members, as I become more open with symptoms and stuff I've experienced, have been like, I didn't know you were going through that. Hey guys, sorry, I had to switch phones. My phone just notified me that I ran out of storage, and I'm filming on my phone because my camera is dead and the battery is missing. So I have no idea where it is, but I'll have to get a new one because it's probably got lost in a move. Yes, so as I was saying, endometriosis is one of the most painful conditions in the world. And I hate when people say it can't be that bad, it's just a bad period, because it's not. I have broken my foot. I have had major surgery on my ribs. So painful. The scars are that big from my rib surgeries. Very painful. I would rather go through breaking my foot again and the rib surgeries than deal with the pain endometriosis has caused. Breaking my foot wasn't that bad. I didn't even go to the doctor till the next day. Whereas when I was in the height of endometriosis, I could barely walk from my bed to the bathroom by myself. I needed assistance. So yes, it is really that painful. So just give love and support. We're almost to the end of March, and March is Endometriosis Awareness Month. So reach out to your friends and family, give them love, give them support, bring them goodies. Show them that you care. But yeah, reach out. They need a support network, and people with chronic pain don't always reach out. They don't want to be a burden to other people. Even in my own house with my own parents and sister, I don't always ask for help. I want to tough it out and be independent. And there are times I literally can't because of the pain. From any condition, from the Ehlers or the migraine. Sorry this is a bit of a ramble. There's just so much I want to say. And I feel like this is such an important topic, and there's so much more that needs to be said about it. But educate yourself. Look on national health websites for information. Just be there for your friends and family. Don't dismiss their pain or their symptoms. That drives people insane. If you feel like your doctor isn't taking you seriously, it's not a bad thing to go find another one who will listen to you and take you seriously. It's not a race. I prefer to think of it as a long hike. There is no end point. You just keep checking off the mile points as you go into finding answers. Try different things. What works for someone might not work for you. Yeah. And don't be scared to reach out to friends and family. You guys deserve to have support and love and shouldn't be suffering alone. So for those of you with endometriosis, reach out to your loved ones. They will show up. They are really your loved ones. They will show up for you and help. Yeah, so sending much love to my fellow endo warriors. You've got this. And if you have any more questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them. Again, nothing I say on here is medical advice. It's just my own personal experience with endometriosis and things I've done and tried. So I hope everyone has a great day. This is my first official full-length YouTube video, so I hope y'all enjoy it. But yeah, bye everyone.